All right, so this afternoon we got a special guest. I want to introduce Screen Printer Mike. He is the guy responsible for all the new colors of shirts. Now he cheated a little bit on this one. He made himself an exclusive shirt that none of us have. So it's pretty cool that he has his own version. And we got a pretty special video today. So this is the guy responsible for the shirts. Really appreciate that, Mike. People have really commented how much they like the new colors.
Yeah.
And hadn't even broke out the newest thing that you made us yet.
Well, this
hadn't brought it on video yet, but that's close, yeah. So that's a portion of it. So yeah, that'll be cool to do that probably in tomorrow's video. I'll have that. So tell us, how did you become a member of the 30 Days to Max Fat Loss program?
Well, because I met you through a mutual friend, and you know, I do content for a living, so you know, we were talking about that, and I was kind of seeing like what was going on with your videos, and you saw me down there. I'm making videos every day at work, so I couldn't help myself but to, you know, be like, hey man, let's, you know, let me see what's going on with that, and you know, throw in my 2 cents on that. And then, like I said, I kind of saw what you were doing through that process, and I knew post-COVID I needed to get back on the bandwagon where I was pre-COVID, which was I was going to the gym 7 days a week, but I was not ever taking any kind of vitamins. Last vitamin I took before I started taking this on this 30-day was probably a Fred Flintstone when I was 6, and I'm not lying.
Right, it's been a few years.
Yeah, maybe had taken like the vitamin C stuff you do, like around colds.
Right.
So this time I wanted to do it correctly, where I just wasn't losing weight, but I was doing it in a way that I was healthy and something that was sustainable. The whole lifestyle changed.
Right, because you've gained and lost weight before, right?
Yeah, especially post-COVID. Yeah. So now I'm all uncomfortable in this weight that I'm at. And I could always lose weight over the years.
Right.
You know, I just cut out like bread and sugar and boom. But still, you know, as you saw by my blood test, I'm lucky to be walking around with some of the levels I was having.
So you just, your blood test did show some nutrient deficiencies, which you said, Fred Flintstone, when you were 6. So
yeah.
So that was important. But so now that we're 3 weeks in, how do you feel with your changes, with the supplements, with the water, with the protein, with the exercise, with all the things you've implemented?
Yeah, I have to admit, it's a lot to swallow at once, not literally, but just getting on board. It's almost like quitting smoking cold turkey instead of like getting yourself ramped up. So the first week was really just me getting used to this stuff, but the number one thing that I felt right away was I'm a guy, you know, I'm working, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking about carbs. I need a snack, whether it's some crackers or something like that. So magically, this concoction of all of the, you know, the multivitamins and the peptide, everything, I noticed that mentally I was not craving food, especially carbs, because that's the, you know, the Achilles heel. So that, you know, right away, but also my getting tired in the afternoon, like 2 o'clock, you get all yawny. Now I'm not doing anything but a cup of coffee in the morning, and then somewhere between 12 and 1 doing the shake, and then just dumping all the nutrients. I'm a wimp, I can't take pills,
you didn't like to swallow capsules, so we talked about just emptying them into the protein.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So I do that at lunch. And then, you know, 6:30 at night, that's when I'm eating like a big protein scenario.
Right.
And a little vegetable.
Right.
And so that's kind of it.
Now you're on the Fortigen HP also, so where do you fit that in? Because you talked about the protein shake, I'm assuming you mean the whey for lunch.
Yeah.
Where do you typically fit in your Fortigen to get your other 50 grams?
Well, that's going to be on a night where I can't get enough protein in.
Okay, so you
Right.
don't use it every day. You use it when you
Yes.
need the supplement.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a lot of the demand of the protein you got on me is I don't know if a man can do that. So, I'll up the amount of the whey protein,
Right.
and then if I can't get enough beef in, then I'll make one of those things.
Okay,
and
so
then
you're
drink
using it as needed to supplement to get to your protein number. That's perfect.
You almost have to, and like I said, all of this has been like where I'm at now. Had I worked myself up to this with exercise and whatnot from day one, it probably would be a different story. But at least I feel like I'm on track.
Right.
And so I'm creating the habits that will transition into
The long-term
the lifestyle. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I had before.
Right,
COVID it's a bad excuse, but when they closed the gyms down,
Right.
it was devastating to me.
Right. And so you got a late start because you were in Baltimore. You were
Yeah.
out of town when we actually started. So you were
Yeah.
3 or 4 days later.
Yeah, so I
What-
have 10 days left.
Yeah, okay. So you have 10 days left, whereas everybody else is going to have about 5 or 6 left, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
So tell me, you talked about not having the energy crashes, not having the carb cravings, not needing the snacks.
Yeah.
So how about your gut health? I know you mentioned how much better your gut health is.
Yeah, and I had this thing that I went and saw a dermatologist on where I would just break out in rashes. It was usually in soft parts, like in the belly, the armpits, right here. And that was 9 months ago. I went to the dermatologist. He said, we can put you through the allergy test, but here's what to do. And he put me on a belly pill and he put me on Benadryl.
Yep.
Minimum one a day, but take as needed.
Right.
So I knew the belly pill thing. I had used those in the past.
So an acid reflux, a purple pill, right? Cut off the
Yes.
acid. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Right.
So that worked, but every time I tried to wean myself off, boom, it just came back.
So you would get the rash again.
I would get the rash
Okay.
again. Now the heartburn part, that was always weight related for me.
Right.
Once I hover at 200, I can guarantee you I'm looking for Tums and Rolaids.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
now that I'm out of that window, it just pretty much disappears. However, when I started the program, I quit the Benadryl and the belly pill cold turkey. And that first couple days, I was still kind of itchy, but I didn't have any big breakouts. And now it's gone completely.
Yeah, so see, here's the interesting thing to me. And I teach this to people all the time, but it's hard for them to understand. Your rash, your belly issues were all related. These rashes, these allergies all come from the gut, leaky
Yeah.
gut. And what's so funny is your dermatologist, it's shocking to me, but he or she obviously realized it was gut because they gave you a gut pill, right? Along with your antihistamine, your Benadryl. So even though they at least knew it was from the gut, they didn't give you a real solution. They just gave you a Band-Aid to cover it up, right?
Yeah, they pretty much told me that I would have to go a full battery of allergy tests. It would cost
Right.
lots of money and they may never figure out. But he said it was environmental. What has changed? Are you breathing in
Right.
a chemical or something? And it was no, because I literally took myself out of that environment for a week and had the same symptoms in Phoenix
Right.
in a different climate.
Right.
No, the plants that I'm allergic to, you know,
Right.
the pollen,
Right.
all that gone,
Right.
and still had the same
So that tells you it was coming from here.
well,
It was not from your environment, it's coming from your gut.
yeah, the environment
Right.
thing. I even moved.
Right.
I moved cities. I moved to
Right.
Kings Mountain.
Right.
So
Right.
I knew that wasn't it. And so like I said, I didn't expect that when I
Right.
started taking all
Right.
of this, but I quit them cold turkey because I've been
Right.
trying to for a long time.
Right.
But now, not one breakout. You know, in
That's
fact,
awesome.
if I itch, I'm all like, is it coming back? You know,
Right,
because
right,
I had it for
right,
months, right?
right.
So that was an unexpected benefit that sort of made me believe, like, hey, you know, it could be multivitamins, stuff that my body wasn't doing for me.
Right.
Because I just
Right.
never took care of myself nutritionally.
Right.
Like I said,
Right.
the weight thing, I can lose weight.
Right.
But nutritionally, I'm 57 now, or I will be next month. So I knew it was time to look, it's time to get serious about, my health.
Yeah.
So that, I can keep, out there and earn money and have a decent life instead of,
Right.
getting, being stuck on some medication for the rest of my life.
Well, yeah, that and not feeling good and not able to do the things you want to do. So one of the interesting things that I found for you is obviously now you understand the lifestyle idea of let's burn fat and let's not just lose weight, right?
Yeah.
But let's build muscle. So you told me that you're now doing what every day or almost every day?
Yeah, well, I was doing my walks, right?
Right.
And then try to get out for a longer walk. But I have a nice backpack, and I've got a bunch of the accessory stuff, the water purifier stuff that you have, like if you were,
True backpacking.
yeah, true backpacking.
Yeah.
So that pack I pack on, which adds about 25 pounds to me, especially with a 32 ounce container
Yep.
of water.
Yep.
And now because Kings Mountain has that nice little flat thing, I take my dog around. Now I'm going up Cardiac Hill.
Yeah.
Which
is
I did this
it's
morning.
a quarter of a mile and it's really, really steep for anybody who's ever been. It's
Yeah.
not an easy hike without 25 pounds.
Yeah, it's like I think they said it's like 0.4 one way. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
0.4 one way instead of a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, so
okay.
coming down, you're not getting much benefit. So
Right.
I'm sort of resisting coming down
Right.
as far as
Right.
my body, making
Right.
my body weight, giving myself some resistance. But definitely going to keep adding weight and then watching my time. I go from the car, I hit the iWatch, the health thing.
Yeah, sure.
And then I measure what it takes to walk to Cardiac Hill, up, and then back down. And then
Right.
every day I'm like, I can beat 30 minutes,
That's right. So you're improving.
Yeah.
You're trying, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to improve just by watching where
Right.
I'm at and okay,
Right.
I need to push it. But
Well-
it's a workout.
Well, and the beauty of it is you're not only getting the walk, but with the 25 pounds, you're getting the resistance. You said it, coming down, you're trying to hold some resistance, but with the extra weight added,
Yeah.
you're actually making that more of a resistant type workout along with your cardio, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I found really interesting, and you had volunteered to do this way back, we just now were able to get it done, is you said, hey, I went to, where was it you went and bought this?
Like Dunham's.
Dunham's. And
Yeah.
this kettlebell that you're going to show us here in a minute costs what?
It was like $30, I think.
So for $30,
Yeah.
you're able to go out and get this kettlebell.
This is my gym because my bottom half, I'm confident. I'm pretty strong there.
Right.
I need no work down here because of my walking and what I'm doing.
Right.
So now it's time to, get some of that muscle in the upper body because I've always
Right.
just been, slight, up top, not
Right.
at the belly, but
Right.
not a lot of muscle.
Right.
It's all been leg for me all my life.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to get this because, I just don't have time to commit to the gym with work, and I need something where if I'm doing something, I take this to work with me. So I have 5 minutes, then I'll do a little, squat exercise. Or
See,
something.
I think everybody should hear you on this.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily dedicating an hour to this every day.
No.
You're taking 5 minutes at work. You're taking 5 minutes here or there, and you're making a workout. And I love this idea because this is what, Mike, I teach people about what we call micro workouts.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a lot at once. You just have to do something. But if you can do 2, 3, 4, 5 minute sessions
Yeah.
a day, well, there's 15, 20 minutes of strength training. Then
Yeah.
you're doing your backpack walking, then you're walking your dog. So before you know it, you're working out an hour a day and you're really not dedicating, we'll call it gym time, right?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I would love to have the routine of going to the gym like
Right.
I used to.
Right.
But it just doesn't fit within the lifestyle that I'm doing.
Right.
And, the gym, even the cheap one that I used to go to was, that was $30 a month, and that was
Right.
a cheap one.
Right.
But so I need an alternative that, like I said, I can just, you know, grab the kettlebell. Even like at work when I go out to I'll make an excuse to go out to the trash.
I love this idea. Go ahead and tell me. Yeah, you told me already.
I grab the kettlebell.
Right.
And I got the trash in one hand, and then when I get out there, I switch and put it back in this hand, and I just carry it.
Well, and you even told me you work upstairs. Your studio where you make your videos is upstairs. You told me a lot of times you'll get it right, hold it over your head, walk upstairs. When you go back up the next time, holding it over the other side. So those things are awesome.
Yeah, it's the little things. You know, this whole mentality was based upon just the idea that if you go to the grocery store, is you park out real far, like you got a car that you don't want anybody to ding. You know, got a beat up old truck. But I've always done that. I've always parked far away and just walked in, just knowing that those extra steps just add up. And then if you're an iWatch guy like me, you got these rings that are always like saying,
I do.
Mike, you can do it. You can do it.
Right.
So that's motivating. Right. When you're measuring stuff. At least for me, it's motivating.
And that's a great point. And that's why we wanted to do the InBodies.
Yeah.
Because we can measure it. We can show you. We can show all of you where you started and where you are at the end of 30 days and where you are at the end of 60 days and where you are at the end of 90 days, whenever you decide you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But hopefully by then it has become exactly what you said, a habit that has created a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
So this is awesome, Mike. I think this is going to be super helpful because the other exercise videos that we had done, obviously you've watched them, with Beth, it was all inside the gym. That didn't have to be, but it was inside a gym. Today, you brought a kettlebell that cost you $30.
Yeah, it rides in my truck with me.
It rides in your truck. It goes to work with you every day. Yeah. And you're just going to show us some of the things that you're doing with it right here in the front yard that anybody can do anywhere, right?
Yeah, and I need some suggestions too because, I mean, you're in that business. So,
absolutely, we can make suggestions.
I'll just show you the ones that I'm doing. They're very simple.
Okay, awesome. I want to make sure we're in good, we're right in the center here. So, all right. So give us some ideas of what you're doing.
Okay.
Are you going to be doing any that are hitting the ground here?
I'm not going to get on the ground.
No, not you on the ground like the kettlebell.
No.
Do we need to move back any?
No, I don't.
Let's move back just so you'll have a little more headspace too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll touch this guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm just doing 3 very simple exercises right now.
Okay.
I'm doing, and then instead of multiple sets, I'll just go until, you know, that's it. That's
failure.
The last one I can
You're
do.
Going to failure.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, instead of and this 15 pound I started with, I probably should have started with the 10 because the first few days, this put a hurting on me, and it was hard to walk up this.
I remember you telling me how sore you were.
Yeah, it's hard to walk down steps.
Right.
So I'm just doing the classic ones that I learned back when I was going in the gym, where you're swinging this up, and then you're going up on your toes here, and you're extending out. So I do this one where I'm just reaching up, and you kind of got to get the swing and your balance.
And you're keeping your back flat. We don't want to be bent way over, which he's not.
I'm kind of humpbacked anyway. But I'll just do these until I can't do anymore. Where it really starts to get, and I try to hold it a little bit when it goes up to the top.
And so we call those Russian kettlebell swings. Okay. I don't know why, but when you swing to here, it's called a Russian kettlebell swing. I'm assuming in Russia they do more of these because American kettlebell swing goes all the way behind your ear. They say get your biceps behind your ear. So those are awesome, and they really do work your shoulder, your abs, your legs.
And at the top, I literally try to hold it. You're not going to hold it.
Just a static.
You're not going to hold it, but it's going to come back down.
No, that's awesome. All right, so that's one of your 3.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the other, I get my hand in the sort of the side right here.
Yeah.
And it's just a straight arm up.
So now you're really working those shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
And arms.
So I do each side until it fails.
Right.
And like I said, I'm only doing one set. Maybe someday I'll be like, I failed and now I'm going to go for a second set, but I'm taking this easy. I've been out of the gym for 3 years.
That's the perfect idea too. Yeah.
It's just the fact that I know that I'm doing this is better than,
Absolutely.
not.
And it doesn't
So-
take a ton, Mike. It doesn't have to
No.
be. And here's the thing. When you go to failure, we call that positive muscle failure. And that stimulates your body and says, hey, I need to make that muscle grow. I need to make that muscle stronger. So it's really, really beneficial.
I'm tearing stuff.
Yeah, now we don't want you doing that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, you feel
Yeah.
the soreness. This other one, I just I flip it over this
Yeah.
way and grab it, and then this one I come straight back and over.
Okay, so
like
now you're working the
this.
back of the arms. Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
and the
this.
shoulders. Cool. And the back.
Yeah, and you just want to keep this wide so you don't hit the back of your head
Okay,
with
so
it.
turn to the side so they can see what you're doing behind your head there.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and you
Yep.
can bring it in and touch, but
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. Now that's one I haven't ever thought of, Mike.
yeah, this
Honestly, that's really good because
And-
you're working back, shoulders, triceps. I like it.
Yeah, and so all of these are ones that I saw the gym bros doing, So
Yeah, yeah.
when I was doing just the machine work, I would watch these guys do the kettlebells all the time. And there's
Right.
other ones like on the ground where you lift up. You probably need a different weight.
Right.
But I just wanted something I could do to start, right here. And I'm
Right.
sure this is going to lead to more and different exercises. But
Yeah.
but like I said, what I'm doing today, I know I'm going to give a prediction when this 30 days is over and if we reassess or
Yes.
we look,
Right.
you're going to say you still have you haven't put on the muscle, you've lost weight, but you had to get that muscle on, right? I'm just now starting to put muscle on. I
Right.
know that. So
Right.
so yeah, 30 days, a good start. I'm already belt loop down or whatever, and that's all good.
So you are a belt loop down, and like say you got 10 days to go. So you're
Yeah.
20 days in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to try to hit it
Right.
hard. So to see if I can finish finish with the all burn all the gas out of the tank at the end type of thing.
Right.
But like I said, for me, it's tough getting yourself going. But once you get going, it's like centrifugal force. It's hard to
Right.
move a heavy object like
Right.
myself.
Right.
But once you get it going, then it's easier to maintain it. And so and it did help a little bit that I was starting to lose some weight before I even got on there. I just had started, doing my walks and saying no to the cakes and stuff like that.
Right. Right. Right.
But these 20 days, here's where I've cheated. I've had 2 slices of bread.
Okay.
It instantly bloated me.
Yeah,
and just
it brings
said-
back that leaky gut feeling, I can guarantee you. But go ahead, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, this wheat doesn't like me.
Right,
You're always
right.
blaming the stuff that you don't like. Oh,
Right.
it was that
Yeah.
made it. You
Yeah.
know, it was
Yeah.
it was the tomatoes.
The gluten. That's why
Yeah.
we say go gluten free on everything.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the tomatoes, not the pasta.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. But pretty much. I had mashed potatoes because I had to. It was like I had to with this meal. But most of the potatoes, I'm a potato eater. I'm Irish.
Okay.
So now we're doing the sweet potato thing.
Awesome. Awesome.
And the Kerry Gold you didn't have to tell me about. I'm Irish. That's
You
important.
already knew about that's
That-
right.
that's from
Irish
Ireland.
butter. That's right.
Yeah. So I'll be putting that
Right.
stuff on everything.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start cooking when I feel like I want to fry something. I've got coconut oil that
Awesome.
I'm gonna fry in and try to stay away from the seed oils.
Yes, no seed oils. Perfect.
And I've gone beyond like what you're teaching, and I've gone out there and tried to learn other things
Right.
as well that coincide with this, because everybody's gonna have their Achilles heel of what they're gonna gravitate towards. So,
Sure. Sure.
So yeah, if I feel like I need to fry something, I may deep fry in coconut oil some of the sweet potatoes, you know?
Right.
And
right. So like sweet potato fries.
Yeah,
kinda.
exactly.
But yeah, if you're
Sounds
going to
pretty
do
good.
it, coconut oil is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a damaged seed oil,
Yeah.
and it won't create the same havoc in your body
Yeah.
and well, we don't recommend it all the time, but occasionally for a treat or whatever, yeah, of course, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to work on my popcorn because I love popcorn. But
Yeah, we got to talk about that one now.
yeah, I know,
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
know.
run your blood sugar up.
Yeah. So those are things that if you took the 20 days before that, I was rampant in there.
Right.
You know, randomly
Right.
eating fast food. If
Right.
I'm in a, you know, I used to go to Subway and get a big ass sub with
Right.
you know, all that bread and think like I'm eating healthy.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
and you know, just knowing that, you know,
Yeah.
that's what Americans think is a healthy meal.
Of course they do, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what we've been told over and over, right?
Yeah, or pizza. You know, you're like, oh, I got,
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm just using the pyramid that they taught us
That's
when
exactly
we were a
right.
kid.
Right, throw that away and never remember it existed, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel good, Billy. So
Awesome.
I'm definitely going to keep on, you know, what I'm doing because, yeah, I like having this ability to, you know, to be alert and alive the whole day.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, I really appreciate this, and I think the folks will too, because that are in the program with you, because you're here. You're only 20 days in. You're a belt loop down. You don't have the energy crashes at 2 o'clock. You've started implementing the weight training. You're doing extra walking instead of just your dog at night. Now you're going in the mornings before work with
Yeah.
the 25-pound pack, and you're trying to cut it down, your time on it each time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing all the right stuff, Mike. You're going to the pharmacy and getting water. You're taking your supplements. You're getting your protein quantity in every day. So
Yeah.
I got to tell you, number one, I really appreciate the fact that you're willing to come make this video and all the help you've been to me with the video ideas and things.
Yeah.
Because you make content for a living, so that
Yeah.
certainly makes you an expert and not me. For the shirts, the awesome shirts, and just for being here and helping so much.
Yeah.
You've helped me with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like I said, for me, you know, once I got to know and saw what you were doing, I kind of saw like, yeah, he really, this is what he's doing. He's trying to
Right.
convince people that there's a better way.
Right.
And so it, I found that, you know, different than other people that want to, you know, stuff you see on the internet all the time. These
Right.
grab you, you know, lose 10 pounds in 10 days and
Yeah.
all this other kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
This more of a lifestyle thing. So the blood test, though, that was key for me.
Well, it opened your eyes, right? I said,
it
hey,
scared me."
dude, let's look at these numbers and how vitamin and mineral deficient you
Yeah,
are.
it
It wasn't meant to scare you. It's intended to say, hey, wake up, Mike.
Yeah, it was.
Wake up.
Yeah, the scare was a wake-up call.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm glad I had done that
Yeah.
because I'm not a guy who ever goes to the doctor.
Right.
I can count on one hand how
Right.
many times I've been to the doctor since I got out of the military in '92.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a lot of years ago.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Oh, well,
too.
you know, hey.
And let me ask you a question. Since you're not a guy that goes to the doctor, I haven't been to the doctor since junior high.
Yeah.
How was your experience going to see Kim there in the pharmacy at her clinic?
It was nice. You know, I had just done the weigh-in and stuff, and then
Yeah.
she was getting me set up for there. But she definitely knows her medicine.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like a nurse practitioner.
Nurse
right?
practitioner who's
Yeah.
board certified in family med and emergency med. So yeah, she knows her stuff, no question.
Yeah. So, and I'm geeky, so I like to ask questions
Right.
on like what's really happening. And
Right.
if we ever do this again, like I said, I've got a million questions to ask you,
Right.
like how is my brain getting a signal not to eat carbs? And
We need a video podcast, Mike.
Yes,
Have
I
we
know.
ever talked about that?
Yes,
Since
yes.
you're the content guy.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah, no, and I love explaining those things. That's the beauty of a part of this is I think of myself more as an educator.
Yeah.
Right? Is the fact that I don't want to just tell you to do this. I want to teach you why it's so important to live insulin control, why it's so important to take the right nutritional supplements, why it's so important to drink this water, right?
Yeah.
Why exercise is critical, and why sleep is so important. So the 5 pillars. And then when we add the peptides, we just kind of accelerate all the results.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I want you to ask those questions. I want people to ask why. Because the more you know and understand, the more you'll continue to implement. That's the way I look at it. Because so many people just say, well, just tell me what to do, which I can do. But if you don't really get it, it's easy to go back and go, it really wasn't the bread, it was the tomatoes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was, you know, and so when you understand that gluten destroys the gut,
Yeah.
it makes a difference then. You go, maybe I ate those 2 pieces of bread in 20 days and I knew it. Right?
Yeah.
So it gives you that subconscious to say, hey.
I always knew it though. But I didn't want to.
You were in
admit
denial though, right?
I didn't want to admit it because bread is good,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
now I'm scrambling. You know, I found stuff like cauliflower pizza crust.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that.
I talk about that a lot in my weekend.
Yeah. Now I can't do the fake cheese like the vegan cheese.
Right. Right.
But that offers hope for someone that I
Yes.
just don't have to say, you know,
Yes.
who doesn't love pizza, you know?
Right.
So it's allowing yourself to, you know, find better, you know, ways.
Alternatives.
Yeah.
I call them hacks, right?
Yeah.
Healthy hacks
Like
is
the
what we'll call it.
cauliflower rice, you really can't tell that it's
No.
It's
No.
just tastes like
Right.
So
Cauliflower mashed potatoes. You said you had mashed potatoes. I
Yeah.
guarantee you if Beth made cauliflower mashed potatoes right now and we didn't tell you, you'd never know the difference.
yeah, and I would eat them too. You know, as I've gotten older, I've broadened my. You know, I was a meat and potatoes guy.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of folks are.
I'm
Yeah.
Irish. You know,
Right.
that's what we had every
Right.
meal: meat and
Right.
potatoes.
Right. Right.
But yeah, fortunately, we live in a day where we can have things that will satisfy
Right.
our need to have some of those things that are just baked in.
Right.
And now, you know, now when I drive by like the fast food restaurants, they're all over, or you see them on television, or I'm in the grocery. It's almost like a different mentality. It's that, you know, I'm going to go around the perimeter of the grocery because that's only where the good stuff
That's
is.
right. All the rest is the seed oils
Yeah,
and
you
the high
start-
fructose corn
You start
syrup.
going
Yeah.
up and down the aisles, you're
Right.
getting in trouble. But
Right.
you hit the produce, and you got the dairy and the meats.
Yep.
So it's almost like you do that circle and get your
Yeah.
butt out of there
That's
before
right.
you buy something.
Before you
stupid.
make a mistake, right. Well, that's awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much
Yeah.
again for the shirts, for the video, for the ideas. And look, folks, y'all just need to take these simple 5-minute at work idea with a kettlebell, with a barbell, with a dumbbell, with a band. I mean, it's not hard, right, Mike, to fit in 5, 10, 15 minutes a day.
No, you have to mentally really want it.
Right.
And want it to
Right.
last long term. So the mental part is there too. It's
Right.
just, you can have everything in front of you and not use it. It's just saying like, yeah, I'm going to create this habit.
Right.
And like I said, the habit ends up being like just what you do.
Right. That's right. It becomes your lifestyle. You don't
Yeah.
think any differently. And that's the beauty, Mike, of all of this plan, this OptiU, this peptide, these 5 pillars, the visits with Kim, the nurse practitioner in her clinic. This is all designed to turn the healthcare system upside down because it's broken.
Yeah.
There's a reason you don't go to the doctor or don't want to go to the doctor. There's a reason I hadn't been since junior high. So we're trying to take that and make it back to what it should be, working for you, the person that's there, that's paying the bills, that needs the help, not the other way around. So we're trying to take this idea of educating the patient to make the right decisions so they can be the CEO of their own health. And we have now with Kim, luckily, just blessed to have Kim, who's a nurse practitioner who not only understands medicine, family medicine, emergency medicine, and beyond, but she understands peptides, she understands hormones. So now we're able to put that together and get the best of all the worlds, right? She understands the meds from her end as a provider. I understand the meds from my end as a pharmacist, but we mesh that with what is really causing your rash and
Yeah.
how to fix it. And we can take every single condition in the body and figure out what's causing it, and let's fix it rather than cover it up with a Band-Aid like the purple pill and the Benadryl.
Yeah,
That's the idea.
Yeah, the Band-Aid on the bullet wound, and that's
why, it.
That's why I never. It isn't that I think doctors are nefarious. I think they're trapped in this money system that if they, they don't get so many patients on the medication, they're not going to get the bonuses and the money.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to be one of those guys that had to take all these different, pills. If there was a way to prevent that from happening, and so that's why just in my own mind, my own logic, if you're doing it through vitamins and just a sensible lifestyle, it just seems a lot better than filling a prescription of something that'll give you God knows what side effects.
That's where I was going. You just really triggered my mind, and we'll end with this because I know we've gone long, and I know you got
this is the
stuff
longest
to do.
video I think.
I know, but I love it. And I think the folks are going to love it. But you said it, because the average prescription drug, never forget this. If you don't have my book, The 21st Century Pharmacist, never forget this. The average prescription drug has 398 side effects. That's University of Stanford School of Medicine research. The high quality, best quality, world's best nutritional supplements have 0 side effects. So you're right, it is a much better option.
Yeah.
You said God knows how many or whatever, however you put it, side effects. 398 on average versus 0. And I always say, look, my 5 organic chelated salt magnesium has 350 positive effects in the body. Had you rather try 350 positive effects or 398 side effects? Which is the better option for you as the person that might need something? So yeah, you're right. It's just a better way of doing things, and we can't continue to go down this path that we're going in America. We're not going to survive it. I mean, 70% of Americans are overweight or obese. It's just childhood obesity, childhood diabetes is up over 1,000% in the last 10 years.
The
cost is out of control. Nobody's measuring insulin. Nobody's measuring homocysteine. Nobody's measuring C-reactive protein. Nobody's measuring free T3 and free T4. Some of the things that we did, right? They're not looking at your testosterone. They're not looking at progesterone. They're not looking at these things. We're going to look at, Kim and I are going to see that everybody that comes through this program, everybody that joins the OptiU or joins her direct primary care, we're going to see that these people are getting the information they need so they can make the best decisions for their health. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Any closing words?
Just keep on it. It's right here. It's all up here. Just do it. And was it Ben Franklin? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Pound of cure.
Yeah,
that's right. That's him.
So yeah, prevention is key.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man.